Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Poke Suit Channel. Hey, this just came in today. I've been spending a little more time chasing down guitars, used guitars, and just so you know, folks, I mean, I mostly buy, when I do buy used guitars, it's mostly from other musicians that are actually pretty darn good. The guy I got this from played quite well, and so these people have an ear for music and an ear for guitars. But yeah, this is really a nice J6. It has a much better tone than I've sold quite a few J6s, including the J6S, and this one's the top two of probably the last 10 that I've sold. It really has a nice sound. You can hear it. Sounds really beautiful. It's got the Buzz, I think it's called the Buzz Fenton tuning system, which dials it in more and stuff. But what I want to call this video today is Lobster Dipped in Butter. That's the name of this video. Lobster dipped in butter. And part of that is I'm going to make a parallel in the guitar ladder system. But somebody can tell you, or you can have a left brain approach to play this scale with this chord and blah 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 blah. But if I tell you about what lobster dipped in butter tastes like, with maybe a bite of prime rib afterwards, that doesn't really mean much. But if I give you a bite of lobster dipped in warm butter and a bite of prime rib, you're gonna know what that tastes like, and you're gonna experience it. And that's really what the guitar ladder system is learning the colors of music. Okay. In fact, I just bought this guitar today from this guy, and I showed him cycle 1 in the guitar ladder system. He's a pretty good player. I'd call him an advanced player, but I started showing him some of my studies in the guitar ladder system, and he was very interested. He's a smart guy, and he's an advanced player. If you're intermediate, or advanced, and you have some talent and you're doing some nice things, you're in a perfect spot to grow. And I want to mention too, because I was recently watching a video with Larry Carlton and Lee Ritenour, and this video with Lee Ritenour and Larry Carlton. Lee Ritenour was talking about the fact that when you're younger, it's easier to learn and absorb, and when you get older, it's a little harder. Well, he said it's a lot harder to learn and continue to grow. So that's another reason why you don't want substandard guitar instruction. You really don't have the time to waste. If you're a little bit older but you still want to grow and evolve, you need to work with the best material out there. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to hold back. The guitar ladder system is nothing close to it. It's the result of 40 years of work. Nobody's worked that hard on their system, and that's why I've sold over 6,000 systems. And by the way, once I get to about 10,000, I may just stop for a couple years, because I want to be able to still answer emails and things like that. So it's really important. But anyway, he said the best time to really get that foundation and learn is when you're young, and we all many people probably know that. But that's why, if you want to continue to grow, you need really, really great material that uses the science of neuroplasticity. Folks, I've done so much hard work developing my guitar ladder system. It's incredible. And like I said, when I began to discover the science of neuroplasticity, I realized that I was already using that, intuitively speaking, because what we do is we're going to seed the subconscious mind. We're not going to do a bunch of left brain stuff, which just slows down. The left brain is way too slow, and your subconscious mind is already running the physiology of your body. The subconscious mind is already doing so much. That's why we see the subconscious mind, so it can develop new neural pathways. But anyway, today I'm talking about lobster dipped in butter, and so if I'm talking about that, I got to talk about the major 13 flat 5 chord, because if there's ever a chord that's lobster dipped in butter, it's this one, right? See, that's just so nice and lush. Hear that? Now, if we look at that and see, it's got a root, a flat 5. There's the flat 5. It's got here the B, which is a 7. It's It's got a 3, the 13, and the 9. And by the way, that could resolve nicely to a 13 flat 9, to a 4 chord, 13 flat 9, another major 13 flat 5. Now here's a regular major 13. See, that kind of goes nice too. See how that's got it almost reminds me of an organ a little bit, but I mean, it's a guitar tone, but you get the nice darkness. I don't even know if I like that word. I think it's just like, I'm going to go with lobster dipped in butter again. This is lobster dipped in butter chordal harmony, right? So because you get that modern sound. What's really cool is the more you experiment with learning how to improvise, chordally speaking, and single notes, but the chordal improvisation is where the real growth is going to come in, and that's what the guitar ladder system can do for you. The guitar ladder system is going to teach you to improvise up and down the neck and begin to use all kinds of colors and progressions and learn 10 systems of improvisation without all the theory. You're just going to learn it by doing it and hearing it and listening to it, and like I said, developing new neural pathways through the science of neuroplasticity. But this is a good example, right? Major 13 flat 5 to dominant 13 flat 9 to 4 chord, major 13 flat 5. Here's a dominant chord. That's a dominant 7 with a flat 13. See, that has a nice flavor. Four chord. 13 chord. Major 13 flat 5. See, I can do that like that. Or I can do like the Ted Green approach, getting that extra note, getting the 11 in there, hear that 11, and then you get the 13 on the side of your finger. So now I love that. That gives you some contrary motion. You go to this bichord, which is a major 9 and a minor 7 at the same time. Or you could do it like, see, both of those have a nice modern sound. I think that's what I'm trying to say is, when you really begin to learn how to improvise, you'll learn to find your own way of creating modern sounds as well as more inside sounds. But it's really, really fun, folks, to do some things that maybe you have not heard a lot. And I have not heard a lot of players do this. I'm not saying it hasn't been done, but I'm just saying you can learn to use the tools of improvisation, learn to use the 10 systems of improvisation, learn to find your own musical point of view. Sure, you're going to reflect people you love. A lot of times when I go to buy guitars, I'll sit down with a guitar and I'll start playing, and somebody will go, "Oh, you sound like Joe Pass," whatever. It's just because it's just chordal improvisation. But anyway, lobster dipped in butter, chordal harmony, okay? And I'll tell you, folks, it's even John McLaughlin said any chord can follow any chord, but the key is learning about tension and resolution, learning how to improvise with chords, and that's what the guitar ladder system can do for you. For $199, you can make a huge leap, huge leap. Does everybody progress at a little bit different rate? Hell yeah. But if you don't want to waste time, and especially if you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and you really want to continue to make progress, if you're an advanced player, you want to learn how to improvise and compose, you're an intermediate level player, but you want to get, you want to move from intermediate to advanced, this is what you want to do. But anyway, it's getting back to lobster dipped in butter, right? So major 13 flat 5. I can go to a 13 flat, this dominant chord with a flat 13. You can go from the major 13 flat 5 to a 13 flat 9. That's nice, right? 4 chord, 13 flat 9, bichord. And this is one of my favorite little tricks, by the way, and I love how it sounds down here. So there I'm doing the 13 with 11 to the contrary motion to the bichord, major 13 flat 5, 7 flat 13, 7 flat, 13, 13, 13, 13 flat, 9 gypsy scale. So anyway, so today, lobster dipped in butter, right? Lobster dipped in butter, chordal harmony. It would be the major 13 sound to a 7 flat 13, maybe to a bichord, to a major 13 flat 5, to a 13 flat, dominant 13 flat 9, major 7, 7 sharp, 5 sharp, 9, 13, 7 flat 13, 13. So that's got a nice modern sound, right? And you want to explore those. You can do the major 13 flat 5 like this too. That you can do that form, this form. And you know, sit down and experiment with it. You know. Diminish. I think I'll just stop right there. So just a quick summary of the lobster. And this guitar is available, by the way, $549. I do not have a case as a gig back. This one rarely sounds good, folks. I'm not just saying that. If I say a guitar sounds good, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. You can go to vintageguitar.com, put in Steve Zook, read the review of my original CD by Mr. Steven Stone, great engineer, guitar collector, educator, writer, writes for Audiophile, Spin Magazine, Vintage Guitar. Steven Stone even mentions in the review of my CD at Vintage Guitar, he's bought 3 or 4 guitars from me, folks. I know what I'm doing, okay? Anyway, yeah, so let's just do a quick review. So major 13 flat, these are lobster dipped in butter chords, right? Major 13 flat 5. They sound nice just chromatically, right? But then when you start mixing them up, the 13 flat 9. And just experiment with that. Kind of like going to that 4 chord. And that could go to a major 13, 7 flat 13, 13. See. Minor 9, 7 sharp 5, major. Now we're going to pick up that common tone. Get something like that. So there we're getting the 13 with the added 11, right? You can do it like this with the 3rd and the 13th, but when you add the 11, kind of a Ted Green voice, then getting the note on the side of your finger, then you get that nice contrae motion. Want to exhaust this possibilities. So that's today, lobster dipped in butter, major 13 flat 5. This guitar is available. It really sounds good. I think as I don't know, they just use the right wood. Even Chet Atkins said every guitar is a little bit different, but this particular J6 really does have a beautiful tone. It just sounds amazing. And I'm using a solid state amp. All right, folks, enjoy the lobster dipped in butter. Ciao. And let's all keep the positive faith, trust the universe. See ya.